They have done it again. The Oracle of Omaha have outperformed the market by over 20%. While the stock market has collapsed globally, with the S&P 500 finishing the year 2022 down by 19.4%, Berkshire Hathaway have finished the year with 4% return. Since 1965, Berkshire Hathaway has compounded 22% return per year. Warren Buffett's statement, "Our business is making excellent purchases, not making extraordinary sales," remains timeless. 2022 was the worst year for the traditional 60/40 portfolio since the 1930s. But Berkshire Hathaway has silenced the crowd yet again with their stellar performance. Let's take a deep dive into Warren Buffett's Berkshire Hathaway portfolio to see how they managed to do this, and how these stocks are expected to perform in 2023. Welcome to Finance Capital, where we visualize finance from the world's brightest minds. Don't forget to smash the like button and subscribe to us. You have probably heard of the 80-20 rule. It's also known as the Pareto principle. The idea is that roughly 80% of outcomes are generated by around 20% of causes. This 80-20 rule applies in a surprisingly large number of scenarios. As a case in point, this Pareto principle percentages don't apply exactly to Berkshire's investments, but they're really close. Berkshire has stakes in 47 companies, but 80% of Buffett's portfolio is invested in 7 stocks as 2023 begins. Number 1. Apple. Apple ranks by far as the largest holding for Buffett, making up 40.7% of Berkshire's total portfolio. The stock fell sharply by 26.7% in 2022.
I think Apple is within my circle of confidence. I think it's an incredible business run by a fellow that's one of the great managers of all time, and he was underrated for a while, but now he's being seen for what he really is. And it's an astounding. You could almost, if we had a card table here, well, yeah, we could put all their products on one table. Can you imagine that? Yeah. I mean, and just think of basically the utility of those products to a ecosystem that is demographically terrific and finds that instrument useful in dozens and dozens of times a day. It's almost indispensable, not only to individuals, business, I mean everything.
Don't be surprised if Buffett adds even more to his position in Apple, with the tech giant trading at a discount. Number 2. Bank of America. Over the past year or so, Buffett's enthusiasm for bank stocks has considerably decreased. However, he remains a fan of Bank of America, which represents 11% of Berkshire's total. Bank of America should benefit from increased interest rates in 2023, despite a big decrease in its share price in 2022. Number 3. Chevron. The third-placed company, Chevron, accounts for 8.1% of Berkshire's overall portfolio. Buffett has bet heavily on the oil and gas giant, which has been a huge contributor to Berkshire's outperformance in 2022, with a staggering 53% return last year. With the energy crisis still looming on top of the world and the world entering a recession, the outlook on the oil and gas industry, as well as for Chevron, is mixed for 2023. Number 4. CocaCola. Buffett has long been a fan of Coca-Cola, both the products and the stock. Berkshire made their first investment in Coca-Cola in 1988, and it currently represents 6.9% of Berkshire's total holdings. Despite significantly underperforming the S&P 500 for the previous 10 years, Coca-Cola outperformed the benchmark index in 2022 by more than 20%. Being a defensive stock by nature, Coca-Cola is expected to do well as the recession hits hard in 2023. Number 5. American Express. The company American Express sticks out as another one of Buffett's longtime favorites. 6.8% of Berkshire's total holdings are stocks in the financial services stock. Over the long run, Buffett has benefited greatly from Amex. The stock had a negative year in 2022, despite outperforming the market as a whole. Number 6. Occidental Petroleum. In 2022, Occidental Petroleum had a fantastic year. Investors have had much to celebrate in 2022, after notching a 2022 total return of nearly 120%. Occidental Petroleum also claimed the honor of finishing at the top of the S&P 500 largest gainers, capping a marvelous year after a decade of underperformance. It was Buffett's best-performing stock of the year. The huge gains combined with aggressive buying throughout 2022 catapulted Occidental Petroleum into the number 6 spot for Buffett, making up 4% of Berkshire's total portfolio. Number 7. Kraft Heinz. Berkshire holds 26.6% stake in Kraft Heinz. This represents 3.6% of the conglomerate's overall portfolio. Additionally, it's also enough for Kraft Heinz to be listed as a subsidiary company on Berkshire's website. Although Kraft Heinz stock has consistently underperformed over the past 10 years, it turned out to be one of Buffett's top winners in 2022. Being a defensive blue-chip stock, it is expected to remain stable in recessionary environment. So let us know what your thoughts on Warren Buffett and Berkshire Hathaway's portfolio going into 2023. Do you think he is still going to beat the market as he did in 2022? Feel free to let us know your thoughts on the comment section below, and if you enjoyed our content, please like the video, hit the subscribe button and share it with a friend.